Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Proline Daily, the longest-running sports handicapping show in America. Direct from Las Vegas, Jim Feist is here. I'm Dave Cokin, and we've got an NBA Game 6 to talk about tonight, along with some Major League Baseball. We'll look at the Dodgers-Rockies game. Jim 6-2 for you yesterday, including a nice comeback winner on the Cardinals, a winner on the under in the Edmonton-Anaheim Game 7 battle, and another winner in the NBA as the Wizards and Celtics go over the total. 8-2, the current NBA run. And we've talked all season about how strong your NBA stuff goes. 177 plays, 111 and 66.
I'll take it. And no arguments at all. I love it, Dave. It's been really going good. And, the other night I had one that was amazing. I got an over in overtime. So, and that doesn't happen too often. There's so many times you have the underdog and you go to overtime and you lose. Those hurt. But I got one back the other night, and that was really super cool. I have big plays going on right now. Major League Baseball division dominator tonight, along with another NBA TV showdown, each $25 online at jimfeist.com. That's the dominator and the showdown, each for $25 each.
And I'm going to put up a couple of underdogs tonight in Major League Baseball that you can get for $25. So you want to play them individually, parlay them, however you want to do it. That's up to you. But I think we've got a very good chance to win both these games, and you're getting a nice price, particularly on one of them, which I thought the line was indicated terrific value on the underdog. So get those games now for just $25. So let's start talking about the Spurs and Rockets, a game I will have no involvement in, but definitely going to be watching. Jim, the information now on Kawhi Leonard is that he is going to play. He's been upgraded to probable, and that explains the line movement in this game. I guess I'll knock myself for not getting it. I didn't like the game either way, but I probably should have just taken San Antonio plus the points, because there was no way Leonard was not going to play in this game. And, that would have set me up for a middle opportunity. Those are always nice. Instead, I'll just sit back and watch it. I think I don't know what to make of Leonard. He is going to play, but how effective is he going to be? And if he's not effective defensively, boy, that sets up James Harden for a pretty good night.
Yeah, these games, Dave, it's if you can figure out which team in any of these series is going to take off and run away with it, you can cash some big tickets, and that's what I've been able to do. I've been able to figure out which one of these teams is going to win this blowout battle, because they seem to always end up in a blowout battle. Now, not every one, of course, but 90% of them have been blowouts, just like last night's. Just the
Yep.
teams that get down, they almost like say, well, we're not going to win this one. We'll just sit the rest of it out.
Well, you're right.
And we'll come back in the next one, and that's what they do.
Well, in a good example, I played the Celtics last night, and I never even looked at the spread. It was like, okay, well, I think that, the stuff I worked with indicated the Celtics should win the game. So, okay, that's it. I'm playing the Celtics. And that's been the story for the most part, is pick the winner and go cash the ticket.
It's funny, because if I'd have told you the Celtics were a 15-point favorite last night, you'd have balked at that and said, well, I got to take the other side.
Right.
But, the way this NBA playoffs is running, not with, of course, every team and every game, but with the way it's running, it doesn't matter what the price is. You just find out who the winner is going to be, figure out who's going to win or going to be, and just go with it, because the team that's down by substantial numbers early just quits for the most part.
It's been, about the only example I can think of where that didn't work was game 1 between Utah and Golden State. I happened to lose that game. I had the Warriors, and they were up 20 with like 2.5 minutes to go, and they didn't cover. But generally speaking, it's been that easy. Now, the tough part, obviously, is figuring out in advance who's going to win the game. But using that logic, even if you think the line's too high tonight on San Antonio and Houston, it's tough to take the Spurs if you think Houston's going to win the game. Trying to get those games where you're going for the points because of value just isn't working.
Well, yes, and there's another factor involved right now in this particular game. This is a 3-2 setup right now. So the Spurs are up 3-2. If Houston were to lose this game, straight up, of course,
that's it.
It's it for them. And so now you're going to get a situation where the one team, if that one team is the one that's down, they're not going to quit. So, but then they'd have to come back and win by 7 in order to cover. So that's the other part of it. But there will be a game 7 if Houston were to win tonight. So I think the question when you're analyzing this game is the age and physicality of these teams. When we know Nene is out for Houston, which right. He's a bigger factor than people give him credit for. That's a big guy in the middle, makes a difference. And on the Spurs side, that Parker's a big loss, huge loss. Yes, Mills and Ginobili stood up and played very well, exceptional. But you got guys here that are up in age. I mean, Ginobili's 40 years old, minus a month, I think. And so it's unusual that this age group for the Spurs is getting up there, and they're extended now. We're going into game 6 in this playoff. So that's what you're looking at here. You're looking at a situation where you have an injured team and then Kawhi Leonard with the ankle. We don't know. We're not going to know, and probably he won't even know how bad the ankle will, act up in the game. So there are things that you have to look at. I've got a real strong opinion in this game, by the way. I think I mentioned that I have a NBA TV showdown, and of course, being the only game, this is the only NBA game. So obviously, it's in this game, Dave.
All right, and one other note, by the way, that I'll throw in: if it happens that Houston's ahead by a good margin in the third quarter, I have a feeling San Antonio will just put Leonard on the bench and not have him out there after that. So we'll see what impact that has. But that's an if situation. Meanwhile, Major League Baseball tonight, Dodgers and Rockies opening a series at Coors, and this is pretty interesting because the Dodgers are obviously big favorites in the NL West going into this season, and they're playing good ball. They're up playing, they're 20-14, almost 600, so nothing wrong with that. And they've won 5 in a row, so they're playing their best baseball right now. The Rockies are the big surprise team. There were some people who thought, hey, they might break through this year, and right now they're doing exactly that. The Rockies are in first place in the NL West, 22-13, playing good baseball. This is a big series, even though it's only, mid-May. The Rockies are going to try and prove something in this series. And the Dodgers, I would think they have to be looking at this as maybe the team that's going to provide them with their main competition this year in the division. The Giants don't look like they're going to be in it. The Padres aren't in it. And, I think the Diamondbacks right now are kind of a maybe yes, maybe no type of team. So this could be a battle that kind of previews what we're going to see all season from the Dodgers and Rockies. Should be fun. Big games in May don't mean as much to the public as they do in September from betting purposes. But make no mistake, this is an important series for these two teams.
I agree. And everybody thinks that when you play a game in Colorado, it's an automatic over situation. So I think you really need to change your opinion of that because the Rockies at this point in the season, they are, and I'll give you the numbers right now. Just let me click my refresh button, and I'll be there in a minute. That's great to have. They are 13-21 this year, over to under. It's 8 games under the 500 mark, and the Dodgers are slightly under as well.
Well, I think there's a pretty easy explanation for that on the Rockies. This is the best bullpen they've had in a long. I can't remember them having a bullpen this strong. they've got some good setup guys, and Greg Holland has just been, forget about it. When he gets in the game, I think he's got 14 saves already.
Wow.
And that's going to keep games under the total, especially when it's a high number.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. And this game did take some money to the under at this point. And both these teams are about 60% in their situation at home away. That would be the Dodgers away, and of course Colorado at home. It's about a 60% so far this year to the under in their respective situations, home and away. And the number tonight opened 11.5, and it's now 10.5. So the money did come in on the under as well.
And another note is that both these teams are less. It's not that they're awful by any means, but both these teams are better against righties offensively than they are against lefties. And you got two lefties in the mound tonight with Ryu for the Dodgers and Anderson for the Rockies. So I think that explains why the money is coming in the way it is, and I don't disagree with it, Jim. I'm not saying it's going to be a pitcher's duel, but I think getting to 12 runs here, that might be difficult. So I didn't play it, but I would lean to the under in the game.
I actually did play it. I got the I didn't get the 11.5, but I got 11, so I did go under the 11. And when I'm not sure the proper pronunciation of the Dodgers starter. How do you say his name?
I just say Ryu, like it's spelled.
Ryu. Well, he started 5 games so far this year, and 5 of them have gone under the total. So that's a little bit more of an indication of the under. Now, the opposite could be said for Anderson. Most of his games have gone over 4, 1, and 1.
But he is off his best start of the season.
Yep, that's right. Actually, it's 5. Let's see. His last game went under. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run. 1 of those were earned, 1 base on ball, and 10 strikeouts.
Yeah,
that's the first time this year he's gotten double digits in the strikeouts. He gave up no home runs. He's been pretty solid this year. He's not, he's about half. I think he's 4-3 as far as his record or the team's record when he starts, but to the win side, and then on the total, he's gone over 4 times and under twice. Yes. So, but his last game was exceptional. That was versus Arizona, who can hit the ball.
Oh yeah.
But they won that game. The thing is, it was 9-1. He won the game 9-1, but that was at home. And obviously the total was 11.5 in that game, so it did go under.
I've got a free play for our viewers and listeners today, and it's on a total. And this is on the Rockies, on the matchup between the Reds and the Giants. Giants hurt me yesterday. I had the Mets in the game and should have won it. Wilmer Flores botched what would have been a game-ending double play grounder, and then the floodgates opened, and the Mets made a comeback in the bottom of the 9th, but fell short 6-5. So that one went a little wrong for me. But I'll get involved again in this game with the Giants now hosting the Reds. And the Giants at least get a little something positive with that comeback yesterday. And their offense might have a chance to do some damage tonight against the very old Bronson Arroyo. Arroyo he's struggled for the Reds, and I don't think that's going to change. Meanwhile, Ty Blach is on the mound for San Francisco, and he is the erstwhile replacement, if you will, for Madison Bumgarner. Obviously, he's not the number 1 pitcher, but they had to move somebody in the rotation when Bumgarner went down, and Blach was the choice. He's had 1 good start, and the others were not good. He's a lefty, he's a soft tosser. He throws about 90, so he's a location guy. And he's facing a Reds offense that has been extremely productive this year and has raked against lefties. So I think the Reds are going to get some runs. I think the Giants are going to get some runs. We might get a little help from the wind in this game. You really can't be absolutely set with the wind in San Francisco because it can get swirling. But the forecast, at least, is for the wind to be out to dead center, and that could help the offenses. I think you're going to get some runs here. And note that all but 1 of Arroyo's starts have gone over the total for the Reds so far, which is not surprising because he's not very good. and their offense is very good. The Giants' bullpen took a big hit. Mark Melanson, their closer, is now on the disabled list, and their bullpen is really shaky. The Reds' bullpen has been surprisingly very good so far, so that's not the best thing for the under, but for the over, I should say. But I do think the over is the way to play in this game, and so that's my free play today. Jim is on the Reds and Giants to go over the total.
I like that, Dave. I didn't play the game, but I noticed that a lot of times we follow what Pinnacle does with their number. It opened 8 under, and it's now 8 over in that spot, and that's a pretty good indicator of where their sharp players are going.
Don't forget, good offers right now at the website. Jim's got his MLB Division Dominator tonight, along with another NBA TV Showdown. And those are each $25. And I've got a 2-team underdog parlay, or you can play them individually, obviously, if you want. That's what I do. I'm not a big parlay guy. But both games for $25. Meanwhile, if you want to get free plays every day on a recorded message, call 888-294-1970.
And, Dave, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jim Feist Sports. And the NBA TV Showdown, we also have that MLB situation as well, $25 each. And you can get a free play daily by texting GAME, GAME, to 25827.
And that will do it for the Thursday edition of Proline. We will do it again on Friday. For Jim Feist, I'm Dave Cokin. We thank you for viewing and listening, and have a great Thursday.